Welcome to this short presentation which I've prepared for you, TaoForex, how to prosper with TaoForex and Zulutrade. Keys to enjoying long-term trading profits in Forex while TaoForex does all the trading for you. Okay, Zulutrade success in a nutshell. Set up an account, pick and follow winning signal providers, and effectively manage your account settings so that you have the best chance of avoiding huge losses, preventing margin calls, and most importantly, you want to rely on sound strategy and account management, not luck. Getting started with TaoForex and Zulutrade, if you have not already, you start by setting up an account and then picking and following your winning signal providers. If you're brand new and haven't started an account yet, you can go to TaoForex.Zulutrade.com, TaoForex.Zulutrade.com, and from this page you can open an account. You can also go to find the TaoForex profile right here, TaoForex. Click and you'll bring up the profile which we're going to be looking at in just a moment. But first, from the Open Account tab, from that tab you can open a live account or you can open a demo account. If you're brand new to the system, I would strongly recommend that you start with a free demo account. Try out the system for at least 30 days, become very familiar with it, understand how it works, and once you're very comfortable with it, you can go ahead, open a live account, and get started trading some real money. Alright, selecting winning signal providers. Winning signal providers have a proven track record of consistently winning more than losing over time. So that's what you're looking for, a track record. I'd like you to consider following signal provider TaoForex. That's me. My name's Joshua. I'm a 100% manual trader. I'm a technical analyst. I follow trends, corrections, chart patterns. What I'm doing is I'm studying price action and I'm entering trades on the basis of that technical analysis that I complete of the markets. Here's a look at my trade record here on Zulutrade. The TaoForex profile I started online 29 weeks ago. I've been in Forex quite some time longer than that, but I first considered and started experimenting with the idea of opening a signal account here on Zulutrade several months ago. So 29 months ago I opened this account, and you can see that in this time we won a lot of pips. Out of 783 trades, I've won 688 of those. So pretty good winning record. You can see the account, we started off with some aggressive wins. We took some losses and we built back up and have been pretty consistent winning. You will notice though, when you look at the record, you'll see even though we're winning, and then there's a little pullback here. Those are some losses. So when you're setting up your account settings, consider that losses are normal. Losses are to be expected. You just plan on having some of those. So you want to set up your account in such a way that you can tolerate a certain amount of losses, and that these periods of losses are not going to wipe out your account. We'll talk about that more in a few minutes. You can see on the TaoForex profile, every month that the account's been open, we've had profits. So profit every single month. That's what we're looking for. Our trade volume, the green color indicates wins and the red is losses. So you can see every month we've had more wins than losses, but there are some losses in there. So bear that in mind. Plan for some losses and set up your account without too much leverage. You do not want to over leverage, because if you're over leveraged, those periods of losses can wipe out your account. So you want to be very careful with the way you set up your account. Okay, looking at our record here, you can see our first page. This is our most recent page here on Zulutrade, page 1. We've got all wins. This is 15 in a row, 15 wins. If we go to page 2, you can see we've got another 15 wins. We've got 30 wins in a row. We go to page 3, and you can see we've got another 15 wins. So we've got 45 wins all in a row. And then page 4, you can see we've got 4 losses in a row, and then the rest of the page is all wins. So there are some periods of losses. Losses are to be expected, and at times it's better just to take a loss and cut that loss rather than letting the trade run into possible larger losses. So plan for losses and make sure your account's set up to be able to handle that. Okay, so once we've set up the account, selected our winning signal providers, we want to effectively manage the account through the proper account settings. So how do we do that? Well, first I would like to talk about using leverage. Many FX brokers allow up to 100-to-1 leverage or even higher. Now what does this mean? 100-to-1 leverage basically means that $100 in the market can be traded with only $1 in your account. So one standard lot, that's basically a $100,000 value lot, with 100-to-1 leverage, that one standard lot can be traded with only $1,000 in your account. Now that can give some tremendous opportunities for profit, but it's also very dangerous. Over leverage is very dangerous. It can destroy your success. It can blow up your account. You're basically using excessive risk. You can have quick, dangerous drawdowns, huge losses, and margin calls. Those are things you want to avoid. Look at this, some implications of using high leverage. Okay, as we mentioned, 100-to-1 leverage, basically with $1,000 margin, you can trade a $100,000 contract. Now let's consider a 1% fluctuation. It's pretty small, right? Well, 1% of $100,000 is $1,000. That means if you had traded a standard contract with only $1,000 in your account, you could have had a $1,000 win or a $1,000 loss. But a $1,000 loss with a $1,000 account, your account is completely wiped out. You've lost everything. Of course, you may have had a margin call before that. That all depends on your broker's policy and where they initiate margin calls. So you do want to check out your broker carefully and understand their margin policy. But what we can see is high leverage can be very, very dangerous. Okay, so I would suggest as a maximum you consider 10-to-1 leverage or less. That's a maximum. And basically this would mean if you have a $100,000 account, at any given time you'd have a maximum of 10 standard lots open, or on a $10,000 account, a maximum of 1 standard lot open, a $1,000 account maximum of 0.1 lot at a time, or a $100 account a maximum of 0.01 lot at a time. Okay, let's consider the reason for this, why I suggest this. It has to do with probabilities. Now, suppose that you have a 70% chance of winning per bet. It's like if you're following a signal provider with a 70% win rate. So it's a 70% winning chance. Now, if you have $10,000 to bet, which would you choose? Would you bet all $10,000 at once? Would you make 10 bets of $1,000 each? Or would you make 100 bets of $100 each? Well, clearly, betting it all at once on that $10,000 all at one time is really like gambling. It's like a roll of the dice. You might win, you might lose. Even 70% 70% chance of winning, that means there's a 30% chance of losing. You could bet it once and it's all gone. Very risky. Now 10 bets, a little better, but it's still somewhat risky. Now a 70% chance means that on average 70 wins out of 100 wins. So to achieve that true 70% chance, you would really need to do 100 bets of $100 each, and you have the best chance of actually hitting that 70% winning average. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, consider the idea that one standard lot equals 10 mini lots, and that equals 100 micro lots. So what you could do, instead of using standard lots, you could consider using micro lots and break up that one trade into 100 little trades. So how do you do this with your account settings? Well, here are some suggestions. First, as I said, if you haven't started yet, you go to TaoForex.Zulutrade.com and you can open an account. Once you've got that account open, you want to select your signal providers. Right down here, you can add a signal provider, click here. That'll bring you to the signal provider search box. You type in TaoForex and you'll find my profile. If you click on it, it comes up, and you can just click Add to Profile if you would like to follow me. Now once you've got TaoForex entered in, I would recommend on your max open trades that you allow at least 4 max open trades. The reason I say that is that I often have multiple trades, or basically multiple trades going at a time, and that has to do with techniques I use of cost averaging and the such, and you'll tend to get better results overall if you have at least 4 or more max trades open. However, remember what I said about the settings. If your account is $10,000 or less in your account, I would recommend that you use micro lots. So here on your lot size, you can select micro, and again, if you have a $10,000 account, a maximum of 100 micro lots or less. That basically keeps you down to that initial 10-to-1 leverage ratio. So again, these are maximums, and if you go less than that, that would be even safer and better for you. Alright, I hope this presentation has been helpful, or at least interesting for you. I want to thank you very much for joining the presentation, and best wishes for tremendous success with Zulutrade and TaoForex.